Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Flex Zone All In Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Flex Alexander.
Yes, and I am Buddy Boudreaux Lewis. HU in the house.
Oh, jeez.
I'm Kennelia. What's up, guys? The real HU. Shout out to Hampton University.
Oh, my gosh.
HIU.
Stop.
Yeah,
Don't start
Pirates
with
in the building.
Okay.
that. Oh, Lord.
Drop them anchors.
Okay.
You heard me?
Uh-oh.
Howard's girls basketball team is going on in this tournament. Okay, I just want to let you know.
After we done whooped on y'all for years.
I'm
Don't
sorry
do this.
that MEAC.
You already know. Hampton Sports is better than Howard Sports. We're not going to do this.
Ain't, you know what? Hold on.
We already, you know we're not going to do
That's
Bless
what I
you.
think of Hampton
Flex, go ahead, take it
Sports.
away. Because
Okay.
So-
That's what I think of Hampton Sports.
Anyway, we got a lot of stuff going on in the media, in the news. We got a lot of great stuff, some fun stuff. And Buddy, you said, hey man, I need to talk about this.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. There's like a Twitter / menage a trois battle going on between poor Kanye, Pete Davidson, and DL Hughley. And I just want to say, Kanye, we love you, Ye. We love you, but you're gonna have to get off these comments because you ain't gonna win this battle. It's not gonna go down well, bro. And I'm just saying right now, it's hard. Kanye, you looking a little poor, bro. You a billionaire, and you looking kind of like I'm saying it's looking very you're looking kind of weak, bro. You know what I mean? Right now, trying to we thought it was kind of funny when he bought a house next to his ex. We thought that was, and now you texting the dude who's with your girl. Listen, the most embarrassing thing you can ever do is to call the new dude and try to make like a joke about it, because or get on the new dude who's at your girl's house, your ex-girl's house.
Yeah.
Like one of the greatest, funniest moments I ever saw was this dude call my boy's phone because I guess he had found the girl's number in my boy's phone. So the dude is like, "Who are you? You got my girl's number. I saw your girl's number in my phone." And my boy went off like, "Fuck that, man. Let me tell you something. You calling me. You need to be talking to your girl. And I'm sorry, talking to you. I'm sorry, not your girl, our girl, about your..."
Oh, no.
Dog, by the end of the conversation, he had this dude crying on him.
man.
Man, why are you doing this? And my boy, dog, it was the saddest, funniest moment I'd ever seen. You break a dude down. I mean, you going to that level.
Yeah.
If you're looking for stuff, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
And then if the new dude has any moxie, any man, he's gonna give it to you. And I mean, and Pete.
Well, Pete was holding back. Pete hasn't been talking per se about
but
it. He been quiet. He been keeping it cool.
Yeah.
Until probably this past week, where he then posted he was starting to talk.
And I'm gonna just say right now, Kanye, if you're gonna say things, listen, this is improv 101. Never ask questions. Never ask questions in your text. Where you at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you where I'm at.
But it's just tough all the way around to just see it in general, man. Listen, I'm a Kanye fan.
Me too.
Got to meet him, know him a little bit. I remember when before College Dropout came out, and remember seeing him just how I'm not gonna say ambitious, how convinced and how he already knew that he was gonna make it. You know what I mean? He ended up. My wife was at Roscoe's, and he ended up sitting with her and her cousin. They had dinner together, and he was just ready. He was just talking about, I'm gonna get this and that, and I'm gonna do this. And even watching his documentary, it was inspiring. I don't know about you guys, but it really was inspiring to me because here's somebody that when everyone was not paying him attention, you just saw him like, okay, y'all gonna be sorry. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be sorry. Obviously, we didn't know all this other stuff was gonna be happening, but I do think that part of that is still him not recovering from losing his mother, from losing Miss Donda. So although a lot of it is funny and stuff, I look at the other side, like, what he is really going in on the inside. I mean, marriages work, they don't work, but what's really going on inside him? Because for everything I've heard, he's an amazing father.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard.
Well, and he has said that he struggles with bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
He also has said that he don't be taking his medication. So a lot of what you see, you can tell that sometimes he's spinning out of control, on the verge of being manic. So you know there's something. Yeah. But again, when you're struggling and you not, maybe you don't believe in medication, maybe you do, but you know, you can kind of tell that it's
I deal with that with my
on.
mom. So my mom refused to take her medication now. So she has bouts and episodes, and it's tough. But you know, I mean, she's not texting Pete Davidson, so you know, so you're
gonna get them verbal hands thrown at you.
Mama flex like was really good.
Yeah. And one thing you can't do, you're not gonna get in that ring with DL. That's just no. That's just That's a bad space. That's otherworldly right there.
But you gotta learn. That's how you learn your lesson. You in elementary school, you can crack jokes on somebody, but when they roast your ass, you gonna stop doing it.
How Damon Wayans said, "Oh, so you're gonna talk about the shoe?" Yeah. You gonna get it. I you know, I had a conversation with DL, and you know, he's not only a comic friend, you know,
it's your frat.
It's my frat. And so, you know, there's a whole nother level of engagement now that you have to deal with, you know, and this is when it gets a little dangerous, when you start threatening people's you know, where they live, and you know, I start talking about the goons you got and this and that, and I'm like,
when they don't know DL's past.
And you don't really know. DL's a comic, but DL's, you know, he was a little gangster. Yeah. And he got gangster friends, and Kanye got gangster friends in Chicago, and it gets silly. And then you got the next level is, you know, DL's my frat brother, and they're 200,000 Qs in the country. I can't say all of them love DL, but I can say this: there will be some that will just be in his corner because he's a fraternity brother, and so you know it gets weird.
I heard they spoke.
I heard they had a conversation,
and they spoke, and you know it ended up the people that Ye knew that were his goons was people that
DL knew who had goons,
and they goons.
The goons know the goons, and you're like,
and
man.
it was like, and he just, hey man, y'all stay out of it. We'll deal with it. So I am definitely hoping that conversation did something that, you know, they could just, and then Kanye said it. He posted something the other day. He said, you know, the funny thing is, me and this nigga gonna be friends one day. And he said that.
Right.
So I know in his mind, I think it's just the hurt. It's the whatever he's going through. And, you know, I think it'll come to, I hope it comes to a halt.
Yeah, man, because, you know, comedy rapper beef, you know, that's not a good look. That's not a good look for entertainment. You know what I mean? For the brothers in entertainment.
And the black men, you know,
the black men. It's not good look.
I mean, we have to, you know, I was watching The Pivot, and everyone's talking about the interview with Michael Beasley, who used to played in the NBA for several years, was out and came back, and very public, you know, bout with marijuana or whatever, which, you know, shouldn't be an issue. But just seeing him speaking today on the real of that business, which kind of mirrors our business, you know, when you hot, they messing with you, and when you're not, you can't get them on the phone. And to see this brother break down, talk about the people that he loved the most, stole from him the most, even, you know, rest in peace to his mom, even his mom, you know, and him having to make a decision about cutting family and friends off that's been taken from me, and then reaching out to certain players, KD and other ones, and leaving his message on red, you know, and talking about the heights when he's up there and how it's all good, but that minute you're out, he said it's a whole nother world. And to see him break down and cry on there, and it's Ryan Clark and those guys, man, the way they, you know, just embraced him and said, brother, we here. You know, this ain't just about this show. You know what I mean? It's about brothers embracing brothers and being okay with that. To say, yo, I love you. I'm here. I'm in the corner, in your corner. You need me, call me. You know what I mean? I thought it was beautiful, man.
Yeah, man. You know, and I think so many professional athletes, man, if you do not have like strong family or a strong people around you that can help you transition out of that, man, because transition out of professional sports, because there is a certain amount of, and I can only say there's a certain amount of euphoric high that comes from performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people on a regular basis,
Millions.
and millions of people, around the world. I mean, especially if you played and you've played at the highest level and you've been to a Super Bowl or a playoff game, or you've been in those cities where the team is everything. That transitioning out of that to be now being the 7-foot dude that's the barista, that shit ain't cool.
It's a hard pivot.
It's a hard pivot, and it's a hard way to try and make a new life for yourself outside of your professional sport. And some of those guys, it doesn't go well. Poor Delonte West and some of these people also have a thing that they're dealing with, the mental stress. We're seeing it with professional athletes who we don't talk about it because we think, oh, they're strong and they do this, and man, Naomi Osaka, Kevin Love, all of these people, man, are dealing with the issue of the pressure. The girl who was a skier at the Olympics this year.
I can get her name.
I'm trying to remember her name, Misha something or other. Bro, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough being an athlete and, endorsements, and Michael Phelps dealt with it. It's a depression. It comes with, that's not a mental area a lot of people want to discuss, because they think athletes are all strong and, they're doing all of this work and they're good. But man, it's tough.
And I would even branch it out even to say, or tailor it down a little more. It seems like a lot of men don't feel comfortable or empowered to open up or have safe spaces. There are a lot of, you hear now, like when every black woman in therapy, we all talking about it. You rarely hear the conversation as much with black men.
Very true.
So, in Michael Beasley's case, if you watch the interview, you can see there's some mental health challenges there.
Right.
But also when he was talking about how people wouldn't respond or leave him on red, the first thing I thought was, because they're probably not equipped to understand or be able to see what you're dealing. They're not equipped either. They literally probably don't know how to talk to another grown man who is struggling and dealing with it, because again, maybe they even dealing with it and they're suppressing it. So it's just a cycle that I hope we can get out of, or create more spaces for men to talk to y'all homeboy. Stop texting about Russell Westbrook and tell him what you're going through.
Yeah, we need to do, and I think what we do, our field, and we go out and make people laugh, and so many people don't understand that we have to put aside everything we're dealing with personally to get on stage and to make people laugh. And you're dealing with some stuff, and then to get back off stage, to go to that high, get off stage, and then now you go back and you're dealing with the same shit you
walked into the room
with, man. And it's a place to, like you said, Kennelia, we have to get in a space that it's okay, to cry. It's okay to say, hey man, I need help. Like, it's okay to say, yo, I need you, and to see Michael Beasley go through that in all those years, he probably was dealing with stuff, but they were like, man, just dribble that ball. Just go dunk that ball.
Or they called it, oh, he crazy. He unmanageable.
Yeah.
He can't, he can't be trusted.
Yeah.
No, he was battling mental health issues. Give that brother some help.
And a lot of times, man, those issues don't just start as an adult. Those things have been, suppressed or have been dealt with since they were kids. And a lot of times, I think we ignore the mental health aspects of an athlete because they are athletic, and I would even say that some of them got into athletics because of the mental health issues that they were dealing with. Like, I'm aggressive, so let me play football.
Right.
I'm I'm a little off the spectrum, but I can dribble this basketball. So we need to develop ways for, especially in Kennelia, I agree with you in relationship to, let's talk about the specific subgroup.
Yeah.
Black men really need to start dealing with their own personal and mental health issues, because we don't.
We don't at all.
And we don't have outlets.
Yeah.
And I admit, it's hard for us to chat with each other, and I'm ill-equipped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have all the answers, but
Right.
I would be ill-equipped to talk to some of my friends who were going through. I mean, I would hope that they wouldn't talk to me, because I'm gonna say some shit that's probably gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
And so they need to go talk to a professional, and I think that's something I advocate for my brothers, man, especially if a lot of services are available to you free, and low cost. Go and talk to somebody about what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Because brothers don't talk about our feelings, man. We try to hide our feelings.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not saying that women don't have that issue,
Not at all.
We
but
struggle too, yeah.
for brothers, like we, either you're coming home from being incarcerated, you're coming home from war, PTSD. Like, I'm hearing so much more about PTSD, and these guys come home and can't cope and either commit suicide or something else happens, and come from prison and acclimating to life outside. It's got to be scary. It's got to be scary. And you who do we turn to? And I think that's the biggest question. And you have these shows like The Shop with LeBron, which I think is a form of therapy. And then The Pivot. And I'm seeing some of these shows come up that are needed to be even on a bigger platform, because that conversation, it needs to be a world conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it needs to show. Sometimes people need to see other people being comfortable doing something so they can feel comfortable doing it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 black men on this show talking about stuff. Okay, so now I can, maybe if I try to talk to my homeboys about it, instead of making jokes or whatever, maybe then they'll open up. It kind of blows the door open, and allows people to try it, at least try it.
Yeah, and even watching J.R. Smith with Brandon Marshall, and talk to those guys and really break down what he was going through, because they drug him so long for the timeout thing, and when he didn't get the ball off or whatever. And the Hennessy jokes and all that. And I remember him saying, man, he was like, yo, y'all still talking about Hennessy jokes, and you ain't talking about the fact that I got a 4.0 GPA in what is he at? A&T?
A&T, yeah.
Like, you're not talking about that. He's like, I'm out here trying to better myself. I'm out here trying to do something that's productive, I'm gonna pass down generations. And when he sat and was just breaking down how this mentality, how we look at one dude or this one or that one and say, oh, I gotta have that, and let me spend $40,000 on this bag, and let me spend, and the maturity he has, because he's a really deep brother. We got to play golf with him and just listen to him, and I think people like him, linking with probably Michael Beasley, making that connection, all of those guys, Brandon Marshall, who was open about his battle with mental illness, and who I spoke to about stuff for my mom, and he tried a new, I guess, kind of therapy or something, that it was drug free, but he explained it to me, but that I believe it has helped him, and we just got to have that conversation, man, because outside of that, we will end up in the space where we are now, which is my next subject, with Ukraine and Russia and what's going on. This is people not understanding how serious this is, and people not understanding, like, we walking around like, oh yeah, we back outside. Them motherfuckers point that bomb. We ain't gonna be outside for long. That's for real. Like, and then now, the sanctions, and Russia's like, okay, well, we want this back and we want that back. We want to take Stafford, California. We want Alaska. And Biden, I think he just sent another 800 million, gave 200 billion in aid to Ukraine. And I'm like, I hear you, but you have these Ukrainians doing what they're doing to these African students. You know, you see the one brother that they sent back out to the wolves, and nobody's seen him since. And I don't like to get political, but this is serious. We are on the brink of what could be the most pivotal, catastrophic event in history.
Well, I mean, but if you pay attention to the last maybe 30 years, you can kind of, things start to add up, right? With everything. Think about the type of people across the world that people are now putting in leadership positions. The president of not to say that you're unqualified if you do certain things, but the president of Ukraine, he a comic. Like the Boris Johnson in the UK, they was laughing at him. He's like a character, hair all messed up. He like real like frumpy. Like there's a different type of people are more open or more willing to allow anybody to lead them. You have people more anxious. You have the Black Lives Matter movement. People don't want to take no shit no more. You got people saying defund the police. There's so much happening, and the pot is literally boiling over. That if you look at history, the next phase is some form of war. Yeah. Right? There's been we've been fighting war since the inception of America, and beyond that, war has been a part of the conversation since the beginning of time. Yeah. So it's not shocking that it's happening. It's the fact that, like you said, people don't realize how serious it actually is.
Yeah, and see, there are underlying things too with this, you know. And I think part of it is, you know, we always talk about conspiracies and what's going on. And, you know, me and you joke about that kind of stuff all the time. But I think part of the real issue is the transition and change that's happening in the world. There's every 10 years, there's usually a big money shift or a industrial / technical shift in something. You know, we go from riding horses to cars. We go from telephones to cell phones. We've gone from stores to the internet. You know what I mean? Things are changing. And now the biggest thing is one of the biggest money makers in history has been oil. Yeah. Oil is the staple for many countries' economies. Yeah. Oil is the only commodity in the world that can be traded with American dollars. You can't buy oil, you know, with a yen. Yeah. You got to trade yen in to US dollars to buy oil. Yeah. You know, so oil is, and right now, as we move to a more green / we're starting to figure it out. We can't keep destroying the planet we live on. That's just, you know, we can't do it. Oil is a contributor to that. And so now with all these governments changing, like in California right now, they mandated there will be no electric cars. They're trying to like have no electric cars in our country by like 2050. I mean
no gas?
No gas. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Gas cars in the state.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've already transitioned. Oh, yeah. They tried it once, maybe 15 years ago. All the electric cars they had were those little Eons. Remember? They were parking lots and you know, the parking lot attendants and the mail trucks. They were all these gas. They crushed all those cars and now they're bringing it back. Yeah. Yeah. And so that means that and Ford did something that messed the world up, bro. Ford invented that F-150 truck is going to be electric. A truck. Yeah. The F-150 is the most popular truck in the world. Yeah. And so now you're going to have gas-powered trucks. Bro, that's affecting all these people who make all of their money off of oil. It's driving them crazy. Mm-hmm. And I mean, because they're like, I got to get all mine right now. And bro, Russia's whole economy is based on oil.
Based on oil.
And running pipelines and things and supplies through Ukraine is something they had to do.
Yeah.
If they don't do that and get that money, their economy is shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the question is now, how will this play out? Because, people getting murdered behind this, like, regardless of, which side you on, people that ain't got shit to do with this are getting murdered in the name of this war that is now physically between two countries, but affecting
the entire world. And I have mixed feelings about it. I think, we as an American country, we're always been in a position for many, many years, decades now. We're kind of like the police, but we're crooked police.
Yeah.
We're the crooked police.
Yeah.
We police these people and they need help. Hey, US, come help us do this, that, and the other thing. And we doing all this crooked stuff in our own country. We're not fixing our own stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like some dirty cops,
Mm-hmm.
For the world.
Yeah.
But now the US is saying, hey man, you know what? Hey, Europe, this your backyard. You saw what happened. Let's go back, 60 years or 70 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
When in 1940s when Germany swept across Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now these countries are like Poland and Yugoslavia and all those places. They're like, no, we ain't gonna let this happen again. We can't let this happen again.
Yeah.
And so, bro, at some point, people in Europe are gonna take a stand, and we have to, because of the deals we're in with these countries, we have to come to their aid.
Yeah, and therein lies the issue.
Conundrum, bro.
Yeah, because I believe this dude. He said you're gonna see something you have not seen in history. That's scary to say that. And then you have China backing them. Then you have China, saying, matter of fact, we want Taiwan back. How about that? We won't go in and take. And it's like
everybody's reaching out for their
bullying the bully,
right?
Because we were the bully at one point. Because stop, don't do that over here, or we're gonna. Now they're like, it's like calling your hand,
And bro, there's not much left. There's not much left for a person that's backed into a corner. When you trap a rat, they're gonna fight.
Oh yeah.
You trap anybody in their own little area, they're gonna fight. And so we have to decide what's the end game for this.
For real.
What is the end game? Because I mean, Russia knows they ain't gonna drop no bomb on nobody, and we're not gonna do it because we've done it.
Yeah,
we've done it.
But the scary thing is it's like they're just enough crazy there to do it.
Yeah, when you think about who Vladimir Putin is. Look at him. He don't give a fuck. He at some point, some people get to the point where they literally don't care.
Yeah,
and they be like, what, do it. So
yeah,
and us here, we just on the ground trying to stop people from banning books in schools. Like we got other stuff to worry about.
We over here trying to take these masks off.
Right. We just trying to make sure our kids can learn accurate black
history. Exactly. And now this fool is talking about, I'm going to, and man, you know what? I think also, man, I don't, what's sad to me more than anything else is the level at which Vladimir Putin has control over the people and the media and everything. And I mean, you can't even get an internet picture in from
right.
That's like China like that too.
I was
when
like,
you're in China, you got to use the Chinese Twitter. You can't use everybody else's Twitter.
Right.
You got to use they stuff. Their internet connection. You can't go outside of the bubble.
Because I heard if you're a tourist and you even come, you can't use your own stuff and they will monitor your stuff while you're there. I'm like, man, the level of disillusionment and I don't know if that's a word.
You just made it up.
I just made it up, but I like it.
We're gonna go with it.
We're gonna go with it. That was some Don Kingish, to the disillusioned people in Russia are much like the people in this country who just refuse to see, like, okay, man, the dude lost the election, you know, or dude, this dude is he's got a war going in another country, and I mean, these people don't even believe their own relatives. Like, dude, where are you living? I'm in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Some people losing their minds, or some people never had it at all. These different types of people and different viewpoints have always existed. It's just now they're magnified. You can easily assess different things. You can see what's going on across the country, the world. Social media has equalized the playing field as far as access and thought. But again, back to the original point, we just gonna have to see what the hell happened, because I mean.
So have you got your?
Just gonna keep watching the news.
Have you got your bomb shelter? You have a bomb shelter?
Ain't nobody got bomb. We ain't in the Midwest. Ain't no basements. We can't build underground out here.
Yeah, we can't build underground.
Earthquakes.
I mean, you know,
I'm getting me one. I'm just.
You can't build underground down here.
I can put a crate in the backyard.
He said a crate.
We're gonna knock that thing. Santa Ana's gonna knock that over.
I'm getting me one of those train containers, and I'm putting it in the backyard when I get me a house.
You got to go underground.
It won't be completely underground, but sort of.
So you just get part of the radiation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get. I'm just
on this side.
It's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah, just
on that side.
It's gonna be like Cloverfield. I'm gonna be in that basement.
But you know, the other thing is you look, and I mean, some people say, "Oh man, that'll never happen here." There's so many that'll never happen here that's been happening here, and we are teetering towards the point of that total control. Like with Biden now trying to get rid of the credit bureaus, leans towards a social credit system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that is the beginning of, you know, monitoring what you do. I mean, this new crypto coin that they're trying to put together, it's like, well, let's stop the others because we can't control it. Let's create this one through the Federal Reserve so that we can know what you're
monitor
spending.
it. Yeah, because you can't.
Yeah, they're not gonna stop.
They're gonna stop. They're not gonna stop cryptocurrency. It's here.
You ain't gonna stop that. The blockchain and DeFi like this, you ain't gonna do it. You can sign whatever executive order. He signed an executive order with no plan. He said, I'm gonna sign this order, but let's see if we can get some people that can do something about this. You know what I mean? You just can't. You cannot. But
are you in crypto?
I
gotta learn. I gotta learn some more.
Yeah. Like 2 years ago.
Really?
Did well.
Okay.
Did well. I mean, it took its dip, but this is the time now. You know, we're in the bear market. This is that time to, you know, we are the only ones that look at it like, man, I ain't buying them, and it's going down. And all these other whales I'm watching, you know, Michael Saylor buying, you know, a couple of $100 million worth of, they ain't buying it for nothing. You know what I mean? I'm watching Goldman Sachs, all these places
are getting crypto.
Like that's got to tell you something,
right?
You know, but they're telling us, oh no. So again, this is almost like the flip side of when, you know, Chase and the banks and all that whole housing thing happens. Like, let's bail out the banks.
Same way stock market. How they don't teach regular people how to use the stock market. Yeah, it's the same. It's you know, it's designed to keep certain people rich and then to let everybody else figure it out on their own. But now, again, with access to information, luckily, we can, you know, learn on the fly, and you can pass information quicker than you could back in the day, because there wasn't nobody coming to the hood teaching you how to invest in the stock market. Now you can just go on YouTube, get a little quick video, download an app, put a couple bucks in there, and now you in the game. So it did level the playing field.
Because there's two things happening. This is the greatest transfer of wealth that is after this. It is going to be a long time.
Right.
And then we're also having the Great Reset at the same time.
Right. You
know, it's everything. It's the button that's been pushed. And it's like every time you turn around or something, I'm like, my God. I mean, Netflix is like, yo, they're about to, you know how, you know, you give your cousin the password over here. No, now you're going to get charged for that.
Right.
They're about to implement that.
Well, because they're spending too much money on content and these Netflix overall deals. Netflix,
but I think that's okay.
Yeah, though. But they thinking like, we got to get our money back somehow.
They getting it back because they creeping up. check it. Okay, you
Yeah, they did. I got an email this morning saying they're increasing the price.
increasing the price. Yeah. So so if each person, $15, and you get 200 million people on Netflix, you're doing all right. You can turn around and you could pay a cootie and a Chike $30 million for a Yeezy documentary, which I've heard a producer say, "Oh, talent is getting too much. They're paying them too." I'm like, do you know what we have to go through? Do you know what we have to go through to be paid fairly?
Them the same people that be wanting to pay you in chicken wings. Like it's those people don't only want to come off the cash because they want to keep the cash for themselves.
Yes.
I ain't studying these producers talking crazy.
Man, I did a movie.
Production companies.
I did a movie that we could have shot in New Mexico, and we went all the way to Morocco. I'm like, because our dollar was like 30 of the 30. It's like one of our dollars was like 30 and 40 to their dollar. You know, it was just like we can just go right here to New Mexico.
Well, that sounds like a fun trip, though. Was it a good time?
Terrible.
Damn.
Got sick. Everybody got sick.
Oh, what
diarrhea.
Y'all was eating that Moroccan food.
It's
just the water. Y'all were drinking the local water.
We had bottles of water, but check this out: when you go eat and you get a salad,
yes, they rinse it.
Salad in water.
Oh man!
Yeah,
I had pigeon there by mistake.
Pigeon? Yeah. Yikes! What does pigeon taste like?
I think I heard that pigeon was good.
There's a pie, meat pie, and I didn't know. I forgot what they call it. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, one of the other cast members like, oh man, you'll try this. Boom, take a little piece. I'm like, oh man, it tastes like chicken. Pigeon. I was like, oh.
But different countries got different things.
Yeah, it's a delicacy.
Yeah, you gotta go ahead, partake. See what it tastes like. Spit it out.
I tried it.
Pigeon tastes like chicken.
It's dark meat, like the dark meat. Like,
man, you know what, man? That's like on the Matrix. They say everything tastes like chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken. Everything, man. Everything. But yeah, man, you know, I always love to chop it up about those things, man. You know, like to get too deep and bring people down. But
we're not gonna bring nobody down.
Yeah, I think it's important to do that, man. I think it's very important to do that. So if you agree and you want to hear us talk about, you know, more subjects like this, and if you have ideas and stuff, you can put them in the comments. Go right below, hit that subscribe. That subscribe button and that like button. Come on, hit it. And if you have ideas that you want us to talk about, man, throw them out there and we'll talk about them. We like to be well-rounded right here. That's
put them in the comment section.
All in. Buddy, where can they find you?
Well, I'm a Bear fan, so we can talk about that the next time.
Yes.
Okay, my Bears is getting draft picks. We getting draft picks and our free agents lined up. I just want to let you know, whooping Dallas ass.
It ain't gonna mean
But aren't you in the conference with the Broncos? Russell?
No, he's in another conference.
Okay, I know.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't.
Where can the people find you?
The Real Buddy Lewis on Instagram. You know what? I'm going in, Flex. I'm gonna get me a little TikTok account.
Get you a TikTok.
I'm gonna get me a TikTok account. Yeah. And Buddy Lewis jokes on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah. I ain't gonna go on nobody's TikTok. You can find me at Kennelia, all social media, and check my website. I put shows and other things up there, useful information. So yeah, check that out. Kennelia.com.
Yep. And for me, Flex A for Real on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm Flex Alexander. And I'm on Memo. If you want to reach out to me on Memo, MEMMO, birthday shout out. If you want your business shout out, hit me up on Memo. Download the app, MEMMO. It's Flex A for Real. And, I could say flat app. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you again. Again, go right down there and hit that subscribe button, smash that joint, yo, so we can keep it coming, y'all. We'll catch y'all later.